Guys, in this video, we will be learning Pandas data frame or series to view data. We will be loading a CSV file. However, we have seen few things to get data from data frames and series, but with help of head and tail function, we will be getting top and bottom rows. Okay, I'm using editor PyCharm and Python version 3.12 is installed on my computer. Before getting started with any of the implementation, you have to install Pandas library on your computer. If you have not yet installed it, you have to open your command prompt or open the terminal from PyCharm and then type a one command, that is pip install pandas. Right, once you done with the installation of Pandas library on your computer, then you can start Pandas feature and function in Python code. Okay, so today's tutorial is to get top and bottom rows from a data frame or series in Python. So what is a data frame? As you know, data frame is a two-dimensional data structure, right, in rows and columns. I have opened a Excel on my computer. I have some data in form of CSV file, right? If you see, there are few rows and there are couple of columns with this data, right? So here we will be targeting this CSV to load into Python code, right? Then we will be reading these data with help of tail and head function, right? This is a structured data in form of rows and columns, that is data frame. If you talk about a series, then series is nothing but it's a one dimensional data. Okay, one dimensional means if you talk about a single column on your Excel sheet, that is a one dimensional array, right? So this is called a series, right? We are going to read this CSV file. If you look at the CSV file, this is at my working location where I have saved this program, and you could see the first row as a header and then all bottoms rows are in form of data, right? So this file, this data we are going to read with help of one function from Pandas library, and then we will be using head and tail function. Okay, so let's implement import pandas first. First, read the CSV file pandas alias, and then we will be using fun read CSV function as we have used in previous tutorial. And we have one file name, that is test csv.csv, right? And we are going to get this data directly into the result, right? That will load, all data will load into result and we'll be printing result, right? If you're in the program, you will get all your data from the file. You see, so your first row header is printed at the top, and in the bottom area we got all the rows. This is for indexing. So we have loaded the data from the CSV files successfully. Now let's talk about what is head. Head means if you want to get a specific number of rows from the data frame, you can easily do use result dot head. Okay, and then you say h1 and then print. So it will return you top 5 rows from this data, right? By default, 5 rows are returned from this method. If you're in the program, so you will get 5 rows, right? You see, these 5 rows are printed from this data frame. Okay, if you want to get more number of rows, if you say 8 rows would be written from this method, so we will be using n, this parameter equals to n, right? Which we have declared right here. Okay, or you can say it's count, and you will get 8 rows from this method, right? By default 5 records are returned. If you're in the program, you will get 8 rows. Okay, you see we are getting 8 rows, 0 to 7, while we have total 10 records in this CSV. If you want to get only a specific series, only a specific column from this CSV file, so we'll be saying result, and then we will be calling, let's say we want to get sales, and then S1. Sales entire columns data would be loaded into S1, and then we will be printing S1. Okay, if you're in the program, so your one column, sales column, would be retrieved. Even if you want to apply the head function on S1 also, it will give you by default 5 rows from S1, right? Before that, if you want to get the type of S1, what is the type of this object? Let's print it first. Okay, So S1 would be a type of series. This series, and we can apply the head function S1 dot, right? And then we can print it. So we will get top 5 rows from this series, this entire series. You see, we got 5 rows from this series. Okay. If you want to get more rows, then you just specify 6, then you will get your 6 rows. Okay. This is how we can use head function. See the documentation of head function. It says returns the first n row, right? Which is by default 5. Okay. If you talk about a tail function is just opposite to head function. Tail function will return you the bottom rows. By default, 5 rows will be returned. Okay. So if you say h2 equals to result dot tail, right? So in h2 we will get bottom 5 rows. Okay. If you're in the program, so you will get bottom 5 rows, right? You see fifth index to ninth. So we get data from this index to this index. Okay. Day 6 retail 2022. Day 6 retail 2022. Similarly, if you want to get more rows, then you can put 7 or anything you can put. Records got from third index to ninth, right? You see, we got 7 records. So this is how we can use tail function. Okay. Similarly, you can use the tail function on series as well. 7 records you will get, right? If you're in the program, so you will get 7 records from this series, right? From this series. Okay. If you remove this value from here, then by default 5 bottom rows from the series will be retrieved. Okay. If you're in the program again, so you will get last bottom row from the series. You see? Okay. So this is how head and tail function works to get top and bottom rows.
That brings us to the end of the today's video. We hope you found it informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on all things tech related. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.